Good morning. I hope you're fine. Um, Thank you so much for joining me on this live stream. Um, First of all, I'm just a bit shocked with so many things that are going on around social media, and for the fact that uh, you've known somebody, but you're not sure who they are until you know certain pictures and images start ringing a bell. Like, oh, okay, so this is a particular person. I sincerely feel and honestly feel that in Zambia, women are very much neglected. And that's the reason why we have high rates of deaths during, childbearing. I had a very bad experience in hospital. That is why I vowed never, ever, ever, ever to give birth in Zambia. I had a very bad experience with my first son. And I know that we we have private hospitals, but it's not everybody that can afford, and it's not an individual's responsibility to ensure there's medical facilities. It's the government's responsibility, which is what the Western world has done. They've ensured that they've placed in the right, appropriate medical facilities to ensure that people are able to be supported regardless. That's why you don't hear anybody from the UK traveling to Zambia for medical care. They remain in this country, in the UK, in the US, in Canada, Australia, New Zealand, you name it. It's because what the first world countries do is they prioritize the healthcare of children, mothers, and everybody. Whilst in our countries, our politicians fly abroad when they need help, when their situation needs help, and then it leaves an average Zambian, an average African who cannot afford, with no medical care at all. So for the past few months, I'm part of a group on Facebook, which shares about different things. I think is it Teal? I've forgotten the name of the group, but they share about cancer, different ailments that women have suffered from. And 99% of the cases were discovered late. You know why they are discovered late? It's because in Zambia, we don't have the facilities to say, let's be checking up on our women. We look at women as they're just there in existence. They're not prioritized. And yet women are the carriers of generations. How is it that a woman will be giving birth on the floor and nobody will care about the welfare of those women and children? How is it that we have so many children in the streets? How is it that we have so many children who are orphaned today? It's because of the carelessness of the system. Nobody is worried about the woman's welfare. Because if they were worried about the women's welfare in this 21st century, we shouldn't be losing more people. A few years ago in the United Kingdom, we had a celebrity named Jade Goody, who was diagnosed of cervical cancer. And she made a statement. She made sure every woman in the UK was checking each time the NHS wrote to them. Now we have celebrities in Zambia. All they do is promote gambling platforms. I've never seen any of them promote or talk about the woman's health. No. Only what benefits them. And these are women forgetting that tomorrow the same cancer can catch them. Forgetting that these are future mothers, maybe. Or probably their mothers already. They'll be promoting NASH, breast, you name it. Any form of nudity. And you'll be clapping for them. I've never seen any Zambian female celebrity talk passionately about cervical cancer. Never. Unless it's a gambling thing. Unless they're advertising on their pages. What benefits them? What they don't understand is they have powerful platforms to advocate for certain things. Women are giving birth on the floor. I've never seen any of them. All they do is come on Facebook and slay. And what happens? What happens after the slay? You clap. If Lila Mutambo talks about issues, you are jealous. You are old. You don't know what to... Who's suffering between you and me? I'm in a first world country where the NHS writes to me every 2 years to say, it's time for you to check your cervical levels. Check. They check. Every 2 years. It's a must. As soon as I receive that letter, I go and check. From the time I stepped a foot in this country, in 2004, the moment I registered with the National Health Service, the first screening they ever did was cervical cancer. And from that, every often. Now the question I want to pose here is, in Zambia, does the government send letters to women to say it's time to go and check, you are due for another smear test? Or do women have to take themselves to say, let me go and check? And by the time they realize, it's already too late. These are things that can be checked well in advance. And you'll be able to know that there is something showing there. And these will be treated. How can a young woman discover that she had cervical cancer in 2023? And in 2025, you are all writing obituary on your page. Some of these things you should be embarrassed. You did not post her when she was alive asking for help. You are now posting her now that she did. Oh, she's a hero. Stop that hypocrisy there. Why didn't you share this lady as a hero when she was alive? I knew Chamba through Nakazwe. I didn't even know that she was part of the UPND pictures I posted at one time. I didn't even know. I didn't know. It's when some people say, this is a young lady who wore red beret at one time, was trying to stand as a counselor. I didn't even know. I've just known today. But I've seen Nakazwe, the sister, posting, asking for financial help. And to see the president's wife post that girl today, Madam Mutinda Hichilema, wishing her a hero. So you knew this lady was there. You did not wish her. You did not look for her. You waited for her to die and post. What type of generation are we living in? That we're waiting for people to die, then we start celebrating them. It happened with Dora Mononyam. Now it has happened to this young lady. Now she's being celebrated. She's a hero. So you people knew about her. She needed to go to India. There was no money. Nobody came through. Her family single-handedly tried to raise funds. Her few friends. Somebody who has cancer from 2023 till now, you expect the cancer to just heal by itself? 2 years. I see all the pages they're posting. What are you people posting? How has she become important today? When you could have worked with this young lady to cause awareness. When you could have worked with this young lady walking from street to street, ensuring that women, as soon as they're 25, start checking. She was only 30 when she died. Meaning she was diagnosed when she was about 27. So from 25, it's possible. She's left young children. And all you could do is start posting her. When we could have helped this young lady. And for me, I get a shock when I see women in so much positions, these big, big positions. You are not helping women. That's That's why it's very important to work with people who are well-traveled and exposed. They will tell you how the system works in Europe. They will tell you how the system works in America in order to help women. People used to die of cervical cancer long time ago in the UK. Long, not now. They are screaming all the time. Screaming all the time. Are women screaming in Zambia? Let's not be hypocritical. When somebody dies, that's when you want to put all those pages. They are busy promoting Nyashi, Nyashi, Nyashi. See? Now you even hear Zampel do an award of the advocate of the year. Because we want to celebrate people when they die. That's a young life lost at 30 with children who will never know their mother, who will never see their mother on their graduation day when they get married because of the carelessness of the system. Many of these women in leadership are failed women. Total failure. In the 21st century, we can't be talking about cervical cancer deaths. These are things that should be avoided by us being screened as women, by providing cervical screening centers for free. It's the government's responsibility, not an individual because they have some bit of money and they can pay and check and they find that they have cervical cancer. We are letting our women down. Yet when it comes to elections next year, it's the same women that will be queuing up in lines to vote. What the hell are we voting for? We vote and yet we still give birth on the floor. We vote and yet women don't even have the proper facilities. What are you voting for? It's a recycle of the same system that keeps on failing the women. How many women are going to die because of poverty? We've heard of Chamba today because she's mom. What about women in the compounds who are dying daily? And then Zambians too? What is the role of the Zambian citizen? To vote and put people in positions and then die anyhow. And nobody cares about their welfare. Nobody cares about anything about the women. And the women are suffering. And that's why when a woman wants to stand, you are fighting the women because all they want the men is to be in those positions and think about their belly and how they'll be having 20 girlfriends. And they don't give a shit about the welfare of women. And today you are posting this girl on your pages. What is that? If you cannot handle hospitals, give them to foreign nationals like the Chinese and the Indians. They'll run those hospitals for you. And not risking the lives of our women. I'm very angry to see that Madam Hichilema can even post this young lady on her page, meaning you know this lady. They were asking for help. Nobody came to her aid. How dare you people post pictures of a young lady after she's dead? You want to look good. Soon you'll hear that you're even sponsoring at the funeral. I'll take it off. Soon we'll even hear that you are sponsoring the funeral. It's pathetic. The level of hypocrisy among Zambian people annoys me, especially the women. You'll be there promoting your own agenda. You are a celebrity. You are selling betting platforms. Now, recently, they scammed people. Women were scammed recently. And when the women, people, not just women, men and women were scammed. And when they were scammed, what happened?
The same celebrity said, no, I'm sorry. I was just told to advertise. My duty is to advertise. Celebrities that don't even think of the future of their own children. All they think about is how they'll eat today and shine that they're influencers. I never saw no celebrity come to the aid of this young lady. I never saw any influential person. And to even think that she fought so hard for the UPND and she's been neglected, it just tells you that women were on our own. Because the moment anybody is in power, the first thing they should think of is how they will help the women that stand and fight for the Zambian people. The women are the majority. And yet, they are not well looked after. We had Madam Edith Nawakwi being flown out of the country when her cancer is at the last stage, meaning there is no facilities in Zambia. So what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to continue to vote and put people in position whilst women continue to die like chickens. Anybody dying at 30 at a young age is unacceptable. Especially when so many cases, even here in the UK, of cervical cancer, people, they live. There's a second chance. There's a third chance. But we're not going to do anything about that because very soon, your celebrities will become campaign advocates for ABCD political parties, your celebrities, because they've been paid. They'll be twerking on stage, looking as if their life will continuously be there, twerking. When they are in their 50s, they realize, oh, this has struck me. There is no facilities in Zambia. They start doing GoFundMe. Because they thought they will live forever, twerking and dancing on stage. Instead of fighting for the future. Why is it that every African is running to the diaspora? The people here, they fought during the wars, during the 1800s. And the system keeps improving every time. As we are still in the time of 1855. Those are the facilities we have. 1855. We should be embarrassed and ashamed that we never tried for this young lady. That she needed to go. Okay? That she needed to go to India with all the money that we hear that you people have. She couldn't even go to India. And today you are posting her as a hero. What is that? What level of hypocrisy is this? Fiakwa. May nobody celebrate people in death like this. So you've been watching what this girl has been doing on TikTok. You've been watching her fears when she said her only fear is her children may die. May be left with orphaned when I die. You didn't even feel sorry for her. Your so-called celebrities, right now they are seeing who's going to stand here, stand there. You have failed to even advocate for issues. You want to stand as member of parliament where? As who? You can't even feed the chicken. These are the issues of our country, Zambia. Cervical cancer. Breast cancer. No proper hospitals. She couldn't even get radiotherapy. Somebody has cancer. You let her rot and rot in Zambia. Then you come and say she's a hero. Hero where? This is unacceptable. When we are crying for women in leadership, what are we crying for? When the very people that are supposed to influence are busy twerking on social media. are busy promoting gambling. When we talked about against gambling platforms, they even rose and started insulting. Kudos, grandma. We are bored in UK. We have nothing to do. The NHS called me around December. They wrote me a letter. It's time for your screening. I went free and I came back. They'll write to me again to go. Do we have a system in Zambia that monitors women, have a record of when the last time a woman was checked? Or women just wake up and guess to say, let me go and check today, maybe I should check. Very unacceptable. We cannot be living carelessly like this and allowing situations to continue like this. In the name of what? We are Zambian people. We celebrate people when they die. It's our nature. So we will hear that the PS has taken Nshima, mid-meal. The PS will buy coffin. What is that? When the money you spend there, you could have flown that young lady to India. What is that? You are now trying to be nice and be posting. Now what for you? Honestly, I am very heartbroken when I now learned. I said, you mean this is the girl who was wearing the red cap? I said, I didn't even know she was the one. What type of a country are we in? When we talk about fibroid surgery, somebody saying 20,000. Why should people be paying 20,000 for fibroid surgery when we have copper, we have gold? We have foreign investors every day in Zambia buying 20,000 hectares of land. And then an average Zambian person, my own auntie died of a fibroid operation. How many more women are we going to lose because of carelessness? Because of negligence? We don't care. The system doesn't care about women. And yet next year the women will be expected to queue up and vote. For what? What are we voting for when every day women are dying? What is that all about? You celebrate somebody. If I was a family, I'll make sure you remove that post. If I was a family, I'll make sure you remove those posts. The level of hypocrisy is too much. Every day, we should be losing young people because the system does not care. No. No. A young lady has left a family. A young family. The healthcare is rubbish. Total rubbish. A big, shitty mess. That's why even Madam Edith Nawaka has to be flown to South Africa and she died there. Pathetic system. You don't give a shit about the welfare of the women. What is that? You celebrate a woman when she's dead. Dora Mononyambe was advocating for young girls, for child rape, child abuse, this and that. Nobody cares. After she died, you want to now award her. You now want to support what she was doing. She was trying to stop child marriages, something that a government institution should be doing. An individual took it upon herself. So now we should be contributing 2 million kwacha to send people. When the government sends money for politicians who've been in politics and have money, you're now repatriating their bodies to go to hospital in South Africa and come back dead. The cost of sending a person to South Africa and back as a dead, do you know how much it is? Women in parliament, what voice do they have apart from voting that they want for, what's this thing to come to pass? Amendment, constitution amendment. We're going to have more women. Which more women? When you as a woman, you cannot even advocate for the women's rights. You can't tell me that you have to be a minister of health for you to be able to see that cervical cancer is affecting many women. As long as you're a woman, you should be worried and concerned. Call the Minister of Health. How far is this going? Do we have anything? Let organizations approach you. I followed the celebrities. I've never seen any of them talk about cervical cancer. If they talk about something, they have been paid to talk. A whole country, no radiotherapy. A whole country. So let me ask, when politicians, they are sick, where do they go? When their children are sick, where do they go? Because in the UK system, you will not go private, you use the same NHS. That's why you see even when the prince and the queen or the king are giving birth, they give birth in government hospital. That's why they call the hospitals Royal Shanoku Baksha. This is the same hospital they give birth, even you give birth there. Everyone is equal. An MP has no private car written GRZ, you use a train. There is no government vehicle in the United Kingdom or America. You use a train. If you want to use a car, it's your own expense. Now, politicians are so powerful in Africa that if you just say A, they even start bringing in laws like cyber law so that you cannot say anything now. If you say you are talking against this person, we can't even complain. Slap you with cyber law. Go to TikTok and see people are complaining about the British economy. White people. They are talking and talking. Nobody has been arrested. They even go and protest. There was a time they even went to protest. They arrested them for noise and inconvenience. After that, they released them and dropped all charges. Because they realized that though these are people who are concerned about the economy. The first thing that any government should prioritize, not to cash for work, all those things are irrelevant. You can have money in your pocket, but if your health is affected, there's nothing you can do in this life with a very bad health. So number one, the health system in Zambia remains the poorest. There is no medications. People are told to buy Panadol. So after you buy Panadol, you now go to a pharmacy. You consult from a pharmacist. Now, many Zambian people on average, they don't afford. In the UK, the government will say, okay, since you cannot afford, on the NHS, we'll buy the medication for you. Take this prescription to the hospital and you get your medication. They call it first world. Why? Because they prioritize everything about its citizens. There's nothing that you are rich, you are poor. Everybody is treated the same. As long as you were born in this country, you have the right to remain. You will receive 50-50 care. When I went to the labor ward in UTH, in fact, I am traumatized when I think about my experience. When I compare, here in UK, I had my own room alone with my own midwife, 2 bazungus looking after me. I said, what is this? After you give birth, they take you to your ward. They give you free food, juice, you name it, cereal. You're just eating. You're just ordering. Then I remember how I experienced. So for me, I know how pathetic the system is. Because I remember very well, the placenta was left in my womb. Because they gave me a student nurse who didn't know how to remove the placenta in Zambia. And that student nurse tried to pull it out and couldn't cut the cord. It was an emergency. Theater. When I went to the theater, everywhere, floor. And the male guy, a porter, came looking at me. I'm not even dressed, no dignity whatsoever. In fact, never ever tell me I should give birth in Zambia. Never ever tell me. I had a very bad experience. You understand? You understand? Like when I saying in the UK, as soon as you give birth, you are invited to do a pap smear. The approach here makes it easy to diagnose conditions. I'm telling you. They even tell us, start feeling your breasts. Feel them. If you feel anything, call your doctor. They even have numbers to call. Any condition you can think of, they tell us how to check, how to make sure. But for me, I feel so bad. Somebody saying, I almost died. If my husband failed to afford Clarkson for 3 months, 790 kwacha per day for 3 months, is it oxygen? Somebody, Hope is saying, even when you go to A&E, they give you free food. I'm telling you, sandwich, tea, coffee. You see, Daniela is talking about coffee. It's the nature, culture of here. Everywhere you go is drinking tea or coffee. Biscuits, you go to a bank, you know. I don't understand. When it comes to schools, the children have no pads. What is this? Go to toilet here, public toilet, pads are there. Schools, they are given pads. The children have pads in Bwepre. If you want to, you have period you've started, you go to the office, they give you pads. No children will miss school in the UK because they have no pads. In Zambia, people are missing because they are using cloth. I can go to any library, any public toilet, I'll find pads telling me, take your pick if you want. These are essentials of life. Why should women, girls be deprived of what they should benefit from? Yet we have millionaires in Solwezi paying $5,000 per term for their children in our Zambia. We have so many investors who have benefited from our copper, our gold. Yet even just a small black mountain where the youth wants to survive from, even that one collected from them. All we think about is how we will eat, forgetting that tomorrow you that is in leadership, you'll be sick. You will need the same facilities. And God forbid that the system that is there will not take your passport so you cannot travel. Because that's what politicians do. They block each other. For the sake of the future, we need reforms in our healthcare. Number one, women's health should be prioritized. Put in better hospital facilities. We need to have proper radiotherapy facilities. We need to be checking the women's conditions. Every month, every year, we have a particular day where women go for screening. Once compound, those on the markets, they have no idea about cervical cancer. When any of them is diagnosed, they are sick, they die. Banamulowa. How can they know? People are giving birth in Midland Hospital. 28,000 kwacha cesarean. God. 28,000. If you don't have money, how much will you pay? So many women have been told to push, push, push. And then this woman is supposed to have a child with cesarean. And they die. We never put a chabe. A pushing a karibo fika. You even wonder which type of some medical professions we have. Some are good. We're not saying all of that, but we are complaining about the system. Clarkson is a medicine to deal with blood clots, pregnancy, and COVID. All those failed to buy. Died. Who's that one who died? Honestly, what's the point of change? We expect people who are educated to be the ones who say, okay, Apanomba, let's do this. Let's put a cancer hospital. Let's do this. So women should be going for screening. Nothing. People are expected to fly to India. Because if somebody is flying to India, they need to go with their family. They can't go alone. That's 2 tickets. Plus accommodation. Plus my layover expenses. And the person can't go without money. We're talking about close to $50,000 plus. Namonje says, here, NHS books you for cervical screening without even requesting for it. That's why I was saying that we need a system. They just write a letter. You have no choice. You have to go for it. I remember one Nigerian lady who's in the UK as a student. She was working with me. And she said, they've sent me a letter for cervical. I'm not going there. I said, what? Since I've been in this country since 2004, that letter is a letter we don't ignore in this country. The moment it comes, you call and book. In fact, you call your GP and say, the following day you are there. Don't ignore. We had a celebrity named Jade Goody who ignored such letters and cancer struck. So our female celebrities, your time now is to start advocating for cancer issues in Zambia. Because women's health is very important. We've lost Mama Edith Nawakwi this year because of cancer. We've lost this young lady as well because of cancer. And Dora, where she was, I heard the hospital facilities were not good. She collapsed, you know, because only certain rich people can go to certain hospitals. If it's UTH, what can we even say about UTH? You know, so for government, my plea is that we need to work together in a better way. Like this lady saying, India only got its independence 17 years before Zambia. Yet that's where everybody is flying to from everywhere in the world. Even Nigerians, Ghana, politicians, same. It's like you are all born from one womb. You don't think about the welfare of the people. Somebody saying appointments 1 year ku UTH, cancer in the early stage now is in third, and you have to go to India. Honestly, you've noticed the cancer cells in the early stage. You now wait for 2 years to now say go to India. You failed. No radiotherapy. It's very embarrassing that the whole country with people with Range Rovers, with farms, you call yourselves millionaires. You are what? You brag. You can't even afford radiotherapy. We can't even have radiotherapy hospital. Then what are we doing for ourselves? Because even you as politicians, you'll be old tomorrow. You will need a place to stay tomorrow. So what are you going to do? You're going to fly? What if the international courts say you cannot fly because they don't want you? What are you going to do? That is why now I've seen people, they're celebrating the president. I don't know whether it's the president of Burkina Faso. Somebody saying Medland C-section is 49,000. No more delivery. That 28,000 I caught, my sister, was for 4 years ago. So I'm sure it has increased. You understand? Victoria Piri saying, in Australia, we also receive a letter reminder every 5 years to go and test. We need this system in Zambia. Honestly, I'm seeing people are celebrating the guy from Burkina Faso. I don't follow him, but I've just seen. Why? Because he has brought in certain things now, and people are saying, so it's possible in Africa to have this and that. The reason why politicians don't care is because they know that they can fly abroad for their health care check. Honestly, why should you pay 50,000 kwacha for a cesarean section? Even if you're on a salary of 10,000 a month, we're talking about you saving for 5 months. On top of that, you have to buy baby clothes. And then you have to, there's so many things that happen. No more delivery, 24,000. Why? When in the UK is free. When in Australia is free. You understand? People say, no, abroad they pay insurance. Yes, that's why the salaries are high as well. Like in America, their salaries are high. So if somebody is paying for medical insurance, it's okay. If I'm getting $7,000 a month and my medical insurance is $200 a month, it's okay. I can afford it. After all, even when I pay tax, they're going to give me back the tax. We don't even know where our tax goes to because there are so many taxpayers in Zambia. The levels of poverty. So now, if they can give cash for work, it means it's possible to ensure that there is free medical facilities in Zambia. It's just not a priority. Because if these things were priorities, we would see at least 2 big cancer hospitals in Zambia. Cancer has become too much because there's GMO foods and, as time goes on, it's being discovered earlier. Our doctors are working for these same Medland hospitals. Our Zambian doctors are working for these same private hospitals, conducting my 50,000 surgeries, yet they even work in UTH. Okay? Now, Nkando saying South African government hospitals are awesome. Even warm water is provided, Kulobawad. Everything is free. Free food, proper care. And we're in the same Africa. Stacy says, I wonder why they admit patients without giving them any medication. Just a bed and waiting for students to experiment on your relative. It's a shame. I had a student experimenting on me. And she left the placenta inside. 2003, I will never forget. If she remembers me, please contact me. She was a student and she was put in an awkward position, I understand. But if she remembers me, contact me, we chat, we catch up. They are giving students to do the job. So if people cannot go to private hospitals in Zambia, they will die. You saw a young lady dying. You saw this young lady crying for help, asking for donations. You never did. And today you want to post her as a hero. How many more people are we going to lose? And for how long are we going to have women who are so-called influencers be influencing Nyash, and all they discuss is selling and praise and worshipping celebrities instead of telling them the truth when they mess up? None of them is advocating for these things. And yet they are women. I've seen a Kenyan celebrity, female. She was a very good actress. She recently died of cancer. She was advocating on TV everywhere. I watch these things. These are things that I like to watch. I've never seen any of our celebrities advocating. They are busy promoting gambling. They are busy promoting 1xBet code. They are forgetting that tomorrow they will be old. Akim says, the idea of student experimenting on patient without proper guidance should stop. This is too much. Me, I experienced it in 2003. I don't even want to even hear about anyone giving birth in UTH. My experience was bad. Mem said government should hand over cancer hospitals to Indians. Instead of traveling, they use the money for... They can come and help us to build the facilities in Zambia if you don't know how to do it. What do? The same people who've taken over our minds, KCM, Kulumwana, Kusolwezi, you tell them it's your social corporate responsibility to help us build hospitals here in Zambia. We need money. After all, they bought the gold mines from us at a cheap price. And now they are making more than that. And they are busy sending money to their country. That's why Zambia, even the rate is low. Because as soon as they receive their money, the dollars, the copper, whatever, the gold, they send it to their countries. Export, even the money. Even the Chinese have their own Bank of China. The first African country to have Bank of China is Zambia. But all we do is to dwell on the mistakes of the previous. Anyone who comes is blaming the previous. Then you don't care about the welfare of the Zambian people. Because if you care about the welfare of the Zambian people, you look at, okay, these people did, what can we do to improve the lifestyle of the Zambian people? 1. 2, to increase the life expectancy. The poverty levels are so high in that even HIV now is starting from age 15. A child at 15 is going to find means to make money because the system has failed them. Every time it's women suffering. Nkandu says, medicine at the local clinics are available in South Africa. No wonder it's hard to buy amoxicillin in a pharmacy. No one will sell you unless you have a prescription because it's there in the local clinics. In Zambia, they have no medication in the local clinic. They will tell you to go and buy Panadol. There's no medication. So why should we have such type of a system that fails women? Women have been failed so much, and it becomes very annoying for us to keep repeating the same mistakes. Next year, the elections will come. The women are the ones who will be jumping and rallying. After that, you are kuwaya. You are back to square one, begging for even matebela for your babies to give birth, begging even for common sanitary pads, begging even for medical checkup, begging for everything. Yet it is your right as a woman to be supported by the government. That's why taxpayers pay money. That taxpayer is not for making an MP to be fat or for CDF and no, it's for the facilities. So that when I wake up and say I'm not feeling well, they check. They check, oh, okay, I think it's this. Straight, radiotherapy, straight, medication. But no, people should go to India. We are giving India our problems. Most African countries, people have to fly to India. No more operation, India or South Africa. So I am not happy that this young lady, I didn't even know she was advocating. In fact, I just saw from the sister when she shared, and I was like, okay, they're looking for support. I said, I'll ask a few people here and there. But she started posting that her situation is declining. So she was in her final days. And somebody said, I'm thinking if we have leaders who thinks like you, Zambia can be a safe home for everybody. That's the reason why you find that people who are passionate about the Zambian people, they always sideline it because you are not going to fulfill the agenda of stealing. Okay? You are not going to fulfill the agenda of working with these people, this investor to embezzle funds from the government. They will never put women who are hardworking there. And that's why I said in my previous video about Madam Edith Nawakwi. And I said many women are even scared to be in politics in Zambia now because of the way women are abused, disrespected. And look at her death, it was very painful. Okay, she was deprived of so many things even in her old age. She was not allowed to access medical help. And we made noise and cried about the GBM. At least he's out there fighting cancer as well. And he's stuck in Zambia. And I'm sure if he remembers, he was once a politician. But cancer struck. So he has to deal with the Zambian hospitals. And that's why I'm saying that for the sake of your future, the leaders who are there, you don't know tomorrow. You might find another person who will be a leader who will be horrible, won't even allow you to travel like people have been denied like by GBM. And what are you going to do? You will regret you did not invest in the medical facilities. Somebody's saying, health facilities are now for consult purposes. Otherwise, no one given help apart from prescription. And you find there is increasing number of pharmacies within the health facilities. Yes, right now, a pharmacy is the biggest business in Zambia. If you want to be rich, open a pharmacy. You are going to be rich. Because the government does not provide medications. Okay? And yet, we'll be blaming the previous people. Okay, Esther is saying her death is painful, amicably broken. I love how your heart is with the Zambians, even when you are physically not here. We need more influencers like you. Honestly, her death is painful. Because when I just saw her on Madam Hichilema's page, I said, so you knew her. People are rich. You can afford to fly this person with personal money. No, an advocate has died of cancer. I'm like, do people just write these speeches for these pages so they should look good? You know, it doesn't sit well. When women are asking for help, you come in as a mother. You come in. And I remember very well, when I look at how Mama Esther used to be, Mama Esther was different. But my favorite remains Vera Chiluba. That one was a mother. She really understood. That's when the issue of opening Hope Foundation came about. She started a Hope Foundation. You know, we need to know that when we are off leadership tomorrow, the same people, we will need them tomorrow. Okay? We the same Zambian people, we may not be rich to give you what you need, but tomorrow you will need us. We will stand for you and advocate for you when we see people are doing injustice. That is our duty. We stand for justice. So when you're in positions where you can help women, use your position to empower women, to provide facilities, to equip women for better health facilities. Not women giving birth on the floor. Women having all these cancer scares and nobody even for 2 solid years. And she tried to ask for help. Nobody gave her the help. No one should even come on social media and here start praising her. Nobody gave this young lady help. Nobody. Only her friends came. Okay? Only her friends came. Do you have any intention of helping the women being helped? I mean, extending your advocate beyond social media into action. Then you don't understand. We made sure 3,000 women came to the United Kingdom to work. That's enough help. They are empowered to come to the UK to help their families. It's enough help. I'm not government. I'm not in any government position. So if I'm advocating, government should listen and act on my advocacy. That's what we are talking about here. Government has money. I don't have government resources. Government has power and money. It's their responsibilities. So if I complain about a Zambian woman and I'm not even in Zambia, but I can feel the pain of another Zambian, government should take it seriously. Because I can be comfortable enough and be quiet and not bother about what is happening in Zambia. But my heart does not allow me to keep quiet when a Zambian person is suffering. That's the difference between me and your celebrities who promote gambling pages. They have no shame. They are promoting you into addiction. Promoting many young people even into suicide today. When you comment, oh, it's because you have no husband. No, it's because you are not this. They now insult you because you are talking against a thing that is feeding them. Because they will get 2,500 a month from 1xBet. They don't care about your life. But they are forgetting that tomorrow they will be no longer marketable. As a younger generation, the Gen Zs are coming. They will need hospital facilities tomorrow. Instead of using their influence now, whilst they are still akalimoyo and healthy and fit, to ask for these facilities, they are just doing their dressing, showing you that they can dress. They are the best dressers. All for what? We have seen people who are dressing very well and they are in hospital lying down there. A Nigerian, this is my final, a Nigerian politician. He was a senator, government official. He has his children, his wife, doing so well in Nigeria. Okay? When he was in a position as a governor or something like that, he never did it. He was just busy dancing, jiving, enjoying his life and, womanizing and, having his wife and things like that. And then a time came when his own daughter needed a kidney. So he now started looking for people who can donate within Nigeria. They couldn't do a transplant in Nigeria. The lady came to the UK. The family came to the UK. But this is a real story. You can check. They came to the UK. They now brought in a young Nigerian man to donate his kidney to the daughter of this rich politician. What you say? You hear me what I'm saying? To donate a kidney of this rich politician. So when the guy came with a Nigerian doctor, they tried to check. It did not match. They now said, we'll take you back to Nigeria. The guy just walked in a UK police station and exposed everything. They brought me to UK because of this, because of that. Today, that Nigerian politician and their wife and the doctor, 3 of them, they are in jail for organ harvesting. Do you know how Nigerians celebrated on the internet space? They were happy. They said it saves them right because when they're in position, instead of them putting these things in place, they don't. Now they want to go and harvest an organ of another person, a poor boy. And the boy was given papers in the UK, asylum, everything. Even a house by government. He's in this country now in the UK. People clapped for him for doing that. And this is the story of African politicians today. You are thinking you will always be jiving and dancing and enjoying your life. But you don't know that tomorrow you will need facilities. Already, Trump is closing down on his borders. You may not even travel to America for the medical facility because Trump is closing his border. We don't know what UK will come up with tomorrow. We don't know what South Africa will come up with tomorrow. So you need to invest in your country. Improve our country, Zambia. Ensure that Zambia has all these good facilities. That even you tomorrow, you are retiring, you're old. You can also walk in those hospitals and say, wow, I really worked. are not pointing at how Baba Nachita Ivi, this one did this, vote for us, we'll continue. This one, because we found yes, you found a mess. What are we doing about the welfare of the women, the welfare of children? Because we appreciate the schools, but when somebody is sick, can they go to a school? Can they go to a school? They cannot. Can they go to a school? They cannot. Okay, nice searching. They cannot. Okay, Malawi is a victim. Yeah. When Bushiri, when he had a situation even with his daughter, this is a very rich man. No hospital in Malawi could help him. He tried now to send the daughter now to Kenya, another hospital. Why? Because the people in Malawi have refused to improve their facilities. And unfortunately, he lost his daughter. Understand? Meaning, no, if somebody can say, now let me fly my daughter to Kenya, it means he tried every good hospital in Malawi. You understand? He tried every good hospital in Malawi, it did not work. Then now, by the time he was trying to fly the daughter to Kenya, it was too late. How many more young souls are we going to lose because of the negligence of our African health system? Some people come and argue, no, but we have schools. Health is more important than school. Trust me on this. You can do weekend school. You can do night school. We've seen people who've never been to school and they read at the age of 15, even 20. There's a lady I know who never knew how to read. She's in America today. She learned how to read the Bible. Never went to any school. She came from the village straight to America. Today she can read and write. But health is number one and should always be number one. So, women, I'm urging you, if you can let me know how the cervical cancer facilities in Zambia work. If they write to you letters, let me know. How do you know it's time to go and screen? Do you pay? If you pay, how much is it? And we need to put in a petition asking that there should be some cancer facilities for the Zambian people, women, because it's women who are being affected. Women with breast cancer, women with cervical cancer. So fibroids as well. These three are the major that have been taking our women. Giving birth as well. Maternity wards. What are we doing about the women of Zambia? Are we going to continue to watch more women die even the life expectancy in Zambia now, it has gone down. I'm sure now it's 25. Why? Because all these things come as a result of not putting in the best for your people. The medical facilities. We need to improve our nation. So guys, this is me just speaking about cancer awareness, cervical cancer, and how we should try by all means, if possible, form WhatsApp groups, see how we can petition this thing. It may not be you today. It may be this lady has gone, but it may be your relative, your sister, your auntie, your cousin. And if we don't start this movement now, more women are going to die just like that. So we need to stand together to see how best we can ask for this change in our country, Zambia. It's admirable to see how the Western world are well organized. Every year, they write letters to women. Every month, every day, women are receiving letters. There's nothing like, no, you call them. They have a system that tells them it's time to write a letter to Lillian Motambo. It's time to write a letter to Deborah Mwape. It's time to write a letter to Agnes Mo. Automatically, those letters are generated and sent. And they keep a record of your address. Even if you move, the system will know your address. We need to change our nation for the better. How many more women are we going to lose because the government did not care. Because the government is just thinking of how to prosecute people who wrongs them when they were in power. Our priorities must be set right. This is not right. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me on this platform, Lily Motams TV. And it is my prayer that we stand together firmly as women to ask for the betterment of the women's health in our country, Zambia. Take care, guys.